Alright, today we're going to take a look at a combo that I think you're unlikely to see on any other SAP YouTube channels, except maybe FanboyOchi. I know he has used Silkie Chicken in quite a few different runs already, and I will link some of them in the description. But today we're going to go for Silkie Chicken plus Amalgamation. So one of my new favourite units, plus another favourite that's been out for a while now. I guess it does still feel kind of new because it was added to Unicorn after the fact. But I guess it's probably been out well over a year, maybe 2 years at this point. So what does Silkie Chicken do exactly? Well, it's kind of like Frigate Bird in that it will heal an ailment. But the difference is instead of just giving rice, it will give a perk from your own pack. So at level 1, it will give a tier 1 perk, which is random, but you can control it by simply having 1 perk in your pack on each tier. Or if you have no perks, then it defaults to honey. And Silkie Chicken has 2 triggers by default. So what I want to do is have a reset somewhere along the line to try and make sure that it's able to give more than just 2 perks throughout the battle. Now it might not be immediately clear how we're going to achieve that, but it'll make sense once we get closer to the final build. So at the moment we don't have anything that we need yet. We need Silkie Chicken, we need Amalgamation, and then we need some way of generating summons for the Amalgamation to give the Ailment to, which will then result in the Silkie Chicken healing. I think we're going to lose here to, 1 HP breakpoint, unfortunately. A lot of people playing Frill Dragon these days. Used to be one of those units that you never ever saw. We get the Silkie Chicken, which has a good starting stat line already, but it also got a buff from the Foo Dog, I think. And then we get another one. Now we need to be careful not to go to level 2, because then we won't get the reset that we want. I don't think there are any summoning perks on tier 3. So if we have level 2 Silkie Chicken and we reset its ability mid-battle, it'll go up to giving perks from tier 3, and then there won't be any summoning options. So I definitely ruined a couple of runs like that by accidentally leveling it up. I mean, it'll still work, it just won't loop. You know, you want a summon to come out of each subsequent summon, which we'll see very shortly. So I'll just take Skunk for 1 turn, and then, we don't want the Silkie Chicken for the level up. We'll use the Alchemedes level up instead. And because this team relied on 2 tier 5s, I wanted to try and get the Foo Dog stat boost onto them to stop them getting sniped, which is something that was happening a lot. You know, I would buy the base stats Amalgamation, which we don't get here, but we do get the Flounder, which is the unit that we're going to use for the reset. I actually have another Flounder reset video recorded from a while ago that is much stronger than this one, so look out for that in a future video. We just take the Silver Fox for a turn. Not a unit that I use very often, but when it has that kind of stat line, it's pretty difficult to turn it down. And we still only tie, I guess because we had no attack. And here we go, we get Amalgamation, it's a 423. So we can be pretty confident it's not going to get sniped. And then we need the Turtle as well. You don't have to use Turtle here, but it definitely does help. So there you can see the effect, is that the Turtle gained the Ailment from the Amalgamation, and then the Silkie Chicken healed it, gave it the honey, which would give us another summon. Now as you can see, the Amalgamation triggers run out after 2. So we need a reset in order to generate an actual loop. Of course, we'll also need the Amalgamation to be higher than level 1. Either that or the Flounder will need to be level 2. Should be okay here. I mean, it's the same as the olden days. You know, when you buy Turtle and you've got a decently sized unit, you're pretty likely to win the next battle. Probably wouldn't have done there if we didn't have the huge stats from Foo Dog. And we're going to freeze the Easter Egg because that's the summon that we're going to use. And then we get the Toucan. So Toucan comes in, Easter Egg, replaces the honey. It's not going to work this turn because we only get one feed on the flounder here. We're going to need level 2 toucan and level 1.5 amalgamation. Here's Matchman. Not sure exactly what he's going for, but nice to see him playing anyway. I'll link his channel in the description. But there you go. You can see how it works. Because we fed the flounder, the toucan plus turtle combo is going to cause a double feed in battle. It's not going to work again this turn. We still need another chocolate or another flounder. Actually, we definitely need level 2 toucan no matter what the level of the flounder is. But if we get level 2 flounder, it means we can take the amalgamation up to level 2.33. And then we can have level 2 and 3 in the same battle, which is much, much stronger. But I don't think it's actually necessary. In fact, here you can see we're on 9 wins already. And we're just racing to try and find the level up, or the partial level up on amalgamation. Or the flounder, there we go. That will sort it out. So yeah, because we're on 9 wins, we're going to throw now. And we definitely should lose here because we completely mess up our own combo. This is one of the benefits of going for these odd combos, is that, you know, sometimes if you just play a big stats team, or if your combo relies on big stats, you can end up winning by accident, even if you deliberately throw. But here, for sure, we're going to lose. And yeah, their one unit basically sweeps our whole team. I think it would have been a much tougher battle if we hadn't rearranged though. So here we go. Now we get the setup, and I'm going to protect the Silkie Chicken with Ambrosia. Ambrosia also prevents the Silkie Chicken from wasting triggers on the backline units. So here we go. The flounder gets fed the Easter egg. We actually get Slug here, which uses up the other amalgamation trigger. And then we're going to reset with the flounder. Another Monty comes in. It gets the faint bread from tier 2. And are we actually going to lose here? Yeah, the Locust actually got a lot of summoned there. So yeah, we're definitely going to lose. Double trigger from II. You don't see that too often. But we still have a couple of hearts. So we'll just buy Peach of Immortality, which I mentioned the other day is an auto take now for basically every pack. There's no reason you should ever take chicken leg now, because Peach of Immortality is so much better. And look at this, on turn 14 we face someone who has a level 3 cuckoo chick. There's actually been a few people I've seen recently going for this, since it's on everyone's mind. But in the end, it's a pretty comfortable win. I did spectate them to see how they got the cuckoo chick, but they did it the old-fashioned way. So since that round was relatively short, we'll just take a quick look at another couple of rounds that where the combo actually worked here. So you can see it all set up properly. We've only got level 1 flounder here, but we have both amalgamation and Silkie Chicken on level 1.5. Now, unfortunately, because this was a turn where the flounder was fed, that ended up resulting in the combo going off as soon as the toucan faints. But that won't happen next turn. I think that's also one of the benefits of using Foo Dog to get the high health, is that you don't then have to feed the flounder or the amalgamation anymore after that point, really. So we take another flounder here. Don't really need the chocolate, I guess. The chocolate is really there in case we find more amalgamations. But otherwise the combo will still work. And then this is the person that they only play pony plus hippo behind, which is really unusual, but each to their own. And although it's a very large hippo, Monty is going to take off a massive chunk of health. And the mana snipes from Amalgamation level 2 are no joke. So relatively easy win in the end. And then, yeah, that puts us on 5 hearts, 9 wins. So I think here, yeah, I kind of made a mistake there. I shouldn't have really done that, because now the flounder won't reset the amalgamation. I guess I was just assuming that I was going to lose the next battle. But I think actually what's going to happen here, and the reason I didn't end up using this run, as the main run is that, yeah, it's funny how you get these weird combos. Like here, they've got Chili on Minotaur, and that's actually going to kill the Flounder. So we don't even get the reset on the Silkie Chicken. However, the high health on the Amalgamation is going to result in the 1 HP win regardless. So there you go, a pretty fun and janky looking combo. Amalgamation, Silkie Chicken, where else are you going to see that?